Good morning, children. Welcome to English Literature class. So today, let's proceed with the remaining part of the lesson, Educating Mother, written by Sugandhi Krishnamachari. Before that, let's quickly recapitulate what we have learnt earlier. In the previous class, we have seen that the mother, who is the narrator of this lesson, tries to entertain her children by telling different stories. The children were Ambu, Ramu, Janaki and Venku. But she was interrupted continuously by the children with their logically correct questions. The narrator, on the advice of her mother, begins first with the story of Goldilocks and the three bears. As she starts with the story, there are so many queries in the mind of the children. They come up with such queries which narrator is not able to answer, and she tries to ignore them. As narrator proceeds, they kept on asking logically correct questions. Now we have seen in the story that Goldilocks has lost her way in the forest. While walking along, she come across a cottage. As she was so hungry, she enters inside the cottage and straightaway moves towards the dining room, where she finds 3 bowls of porridge. She drinks first bowl, which belongs to Father Bear. She finds it too hot. Then she drinks Mother Bear's porridge. She finds it too cold. Finally, she tastes Baby Bear's bowl of porridge. She finds it perfect and she drinks. For this also, there were many queries in the mind of the children. Now Ambu was fond of thrillers and romance stories. She feels that Goldilocks' story is a murder mystery. Someone must have poisoned the porridge just to inherit the property or the cottage that belonged to her. Ambu felt that the bears are only her mother's creation, as she doesn't approve or like murder stories. This is where I stopped in the previous class, children. Now let's proceed and read ahead. Open page number 40 and go through these lines. The little ones were drinking in her words with awe. Clearly, her version excited them more than mine did. Maybe Goldilocks was not the right choice. I would tell them some other story. I began the story of Red Riding Hood. Red Riding Hood took a basket full of cakes and went off to see her grandmother, who lived all alone in the forest. Humans shouldn't encroach on forest land, said the environmentally conscious Janaki. Now here, awe refers to wonder and version refers to a matter from particular person's point of view. Now, here the narrator realized that narrating Goldilocks' story was a bad choice, as the children were more interested in Ambu's modified story of murder mystery or plant mystery. And it was logically correct also, because no one will unnecessarily keep the porridge ready on the table so that anyone can come at any time and drink, right? And mother also understood that the children were not happy with the story what she was narrating. So she decided to tell another story, that is Red Riding Hood's story. Now, Red Riding Hood took a basket full of cakes and went to meet her grandmother, who lived alone in the forest. For that, Janaki interrupted and said that humans should not trespass forest land, as it might disturb animals, birds and other creatures. Now let's read further. On the way, Red Riding Hood met a wolf and told it where she was going. The wolf took a shortcut to her grandmother's house and frightened off the old lady. The wolf then dressed in grandma's clothes. Presently, Red Riding Hood arrived. She looked at the wolf and said, "Grandma, why are your ears so big?" Ambu snorted. If one of us had mistaken a wolf for grandma, we would have been eaten by grandma, even if the wolf had spared us. Even the youngest was shaking his head in disbelief. Grandmas don't look like wolves, do they? He asked. My mother was watching me carefully. I could sense an air of hostility gathering against me. Now here, snorted refers to made a loud noise by forcing air through nose, and air of hostility refers to an occasion when someone begins to disagree and dislike something. Now here the narrator finds herself helpless and ignored Janki's question, and she decided to continue with the story. She said that Red Riding Hood met a wolf and told that she is going to meet her grandmother who is living all alone in the forest. The wolf got an idea and took shortcut to grandmother's house and ate her. Then the wolf disguised as grandmother and laid on her bed. Little later, Red Riding Hood reached Granny's house. She looked at the wolf and called Grandma. And she asked, "Why, Grandma, your ears are so big?" Now listening to this, Ambu snorted and said, "If by chance any one of us mistaken a wolf as Grandma, then Grandma wouldn't have spared us. That means Grandma would have punished them." Even the youngest, here youngest referred to Venku, he innocently nodded his head and said, "Grandma don't look like wolves." After listening to this, Mother felt helpless, as children are not getting entertained by her story. Of course, grandmothers don't look like wolves. Forget Red Riding Hood. I'll tell you the story of Cinderella. Oh, Mother, not that simpering idiot who waited all her life for Prince Charming to save her. She could have escaped her stepmother by getting herself a good education and a job, said Ambu. How could she have gone to school when she was made to do all the housework by her stepmother? I had there. Simpering refers to smile in an annoying way. Now, Mother accepts that grandmothers don't look like wolves. She tries to divert everyone's attention by narrating a story of Cinderella. As soon as narrator started with the story, Ambu denied to hear Cinderella's story, as she feels that Cinderella was a stupid person who waited all her life for Prince Charming to save her. Ambu felt she could have easily escaped from her stepmother by getting herself with good education and a job. For this, Mother replied, "How could Cinderella go to school when she was made to do all the household works by her stepmother?" Now let's see what Ambu replied. She could have gone to night school. Anyway, Mother, why are all the daft persons in your stories girls? Who wrote these stories with a gender bias? Ambu asked indignantly. It was difficult enough trying to keep 3 children out of mischief by telling them stories. It didn't help if one had to be politically correct too. I had to think of a story where the protagonist was male and preferably daft. Now here, gender bias refers to unfair differences in the way men and women are treated. Indignantly refers to angry because of something that is wrong. Politically correct refers to use language that is not offensive to others. Protagonist refers to an important supporter of an idea. So when Mother asked Ambu that how could Cinderella go to school when she was made to do all the household work by her stepmother? For that, Ambu intelligently replied that she could have gone to night school. Ambu continued further and asked, "Why, Mother, all the silly or the stupid person in your stories are girls?" Ambu was very angry, and she also wanted to know the person's name who has written the gender-biased stories. Again, Mother is having no answer for this question. Now it was difficult for Mother to control these children, and also she was finding it difficult to answer their logical question. So she switched to another story in which boy is the central character. Now let's read further. What about Jack and the Beanstalk? I have heard that one, said Ramu. That's the one where Jack plants a seed and a very, very tall plant grows from it overnight. Did Jack use a genetically modified seed? Asked Janki. It was no use. I had to think of something else. What about the story of Patala Bhairavi, where a man wears magical slippers that takes him wherever he wants to go? How were those slippers propelled? Asked Venku with a scientific query. What kind of fuel did he use? Asked Ramu with a similar inquisitiveness. I fled. Here, propelled refers to move something with a lot of force, and inquisitiveness refers to curiosity. Now, as soon as mother starts narrating the new story of Jack and the Beanstalk, Ramu interrupted by saying that he had already heard that story where Jack plants a seed and that grows into a very, very tall plant overnight. For this, Janki asked a very intelligent question. Did Jack use genetically qualified seeds? For this, mother again finds herself helpless since she is not able to answer them. So she finally asked children whether to narrate Patala Bhairavi's story. Now for this, Venku interrupted and asked, is this the story where a man wears some magical shoes that takes him wherever he wants to go? And now Ramu wanted to know how those slippers move. What fuel did the man use? Now the narrator is extremely exhausted answering these never-ending questions and realized that she cannot convince the children with the old type of fantasy stories. So she decided to stop narrating and ran away from that place.